अजून एक पंधरा आलं. ये मागे बघा रे काहीतरी ग्लिच झालं. पीछे बघ पीछे पीछे. कमॉन व्यवस्थित खेळ. तेच म्हणजे मायनस वरती मायनस होती. हे ना मिळाली पण मिळते अरे तुला पण मिळेल. जा तुला मिळाली नाही हे बघ तुला सांगते. तर तिथे आहे ते कळतं आहे तुझा तुला सांगते. एंटनी हरीश तुझं नाव नक्की आहे काय? वुकॉंग आहे तिकडे बघ. मी एकटी म्हणली तिकडेच काय MVP आहे.
अजून 2 मिनिटात आपण सुरू करूया है ना मॅडम.
माझे एक मायनस आता एक मी सांगते मी जा
आली मला मी करते सेंड.
ना सीझन तिथे जा तिथे तुला मी
आजच्या परवाच्या इन्स्ट्रक्शन पण द्यायला पाहिजे ना मुलांना आपण. आता जरा परवाच्या एक्झामच्या देता.
एक मिनिट. हा येस
म्हणजे
कॅन यू होल्ड इट ऑन फॉर अ मिनिट.
हा येस 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 म्हणजे एकदा कन्फर्म होऊन जाईल परत शेवटी नको वाट बघायला आपण.
येत नाही ग्रुप तू ग्रुप कर मग त्याच्यात तुला बघतो थांब.
सुरू करायचं काय. 121 स्टुडंट्स आहेत आता.
हो 121 इज ऑलमोस्ट देयर.
ओके. Good evening all of you. Today we are going to have the third session for our lecture on democracy, election and governance. This lecture will be delivered by Shubha Karekar ma'am. She is there with us since last 2 days. And hello ma'am.
Ma'am
Yes,
is
ma'am.
there.
Yeah, madam is there. Yeah. So I welcome you ma'am for the lecture today. I'm really grateful and thankful to you ma'am for your efforts regarding the subject democracy, election and governance. You have been actually enthusiastically conducting the lectures for FYBA as well as FYBSc. Thank you madam. Thank you very much. Students, I would just like to remind you that please go through the schedule for the lectures as well as for the examination. This course is for 2 credits. You have 25 marks internal examination as well as 25 marks external examination. Your internal examination for 25 marks is scheduled on 12th June 21, that is Saturday. It is between 10 to 10:30 am. The online internal examination will be conducted by the FY in charge teachers. You'll get the link from the teachers. See that you log into the link 5 minutes before so that you will be able to complete your forms. Okay. So be present for the examination Both the examinations are compulsory to gain these 2 credits. So 12th June, you have the internal examination for 25 marks. And on 18th June, that is Friday, you have external examination. This is also an online external examination for 25 marks. Most the questions which are will be asked will be in the form of multiple choice questions during this examination. I hope you have gone through the schedule regarding the exams as well. If you have any problem or any doubt regarding it, you can ask us.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, if there is no doubt, I request ma'am to continue with the lecture. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is our last session, means the third session of this course. And in this, the third session, we are going to see the concept of good governance. Okay. It is very important aspect, and everywhere in the world now this concept is utilized by all the countries, all developed countries, developing countries, less developed regions. They all use this concept, good governance. And actually, when we think about the concept of good governance, actually government means rule. And already we saw that the rule of one person, that is called monarchy, means kingship, or the dictatorship. The rule of few people, that is called oligarchy. And if the rule is by the representatives or by the people, it's called democracy. Okay. And we saw the concept of democracy, what is the meaning and features, and we already saw the concept of election also at national level, state level, and local level. So today we are going to see that how the government implemented all the policies and all, and how they manage everything, that we are going to learn in the concept of good governance. Okay. Actually, in the world in 1989, overall in the world, this concept was introduced. And the basic features of this concept is that the people are also accountable to the government. Government is also accountable to the people. If you know that there are 3 theories of creation of the state, how the state should be created. So there are 3 eminent persons are there in the world, and they explain the concept of creation of the world. Some philosophers, they say that this is God created the state and we have to follow the rule of the God, and the king is appointed by the God. This is the first theory, which called divine origin theory, where the king is the God and we have to follow the rules of the king. This concept was introduced. After that, the concept is that power theory. Power theory means might is right. This concept was introduced in the world because in the beginning there are a group of people, they live together and they form their groups. The group which is very strong, and they have the strength, they have some weapons which they made themselves. So with the help of that, they fight with each other, and the strong group, they have the power in their hand. So in the second era, we will say that the power theory was there, and after that the social contract theory. In social contract theory, Hobbes, Locke, and Rousseau, these 3 philosophers are there who explain this social contract theory. They said that this is a contract between whom? Between the people and between the government. Some people like Thomas Hobbes, he said that no, only government is very powerful and government is going to create the laws for the people. Government know that which type of laws are essential for the people. So they will create the laws for the welfare of all. And there is no need of the people's participation. Only they have to follow the rules and regulations, which is designed by the king or by the dictator or by a group of people. So here he says that the importance is given to the ruling party, and for the people there is no importance. Means citizens are not important in Hobbes' theory, but the importance is given to the state. Then according to John Locke is the first person who explained very neatly the role of the government. So some people say that, some philosophers like Locke and they say that this concept of good governance was there from the Locke's era, John Locke's era. Because first time he introduced the concept of two treaties on government. Means government is going to take care of people also, and the government is also the part and parcel of the contract. So the contract will be signed between the people and the government. So government is going to give some guarantee that how they are going to create the laws, how they are going to implement the laws. These all things will be done by the government, and the people, their role is only like this, to follow the policies, whatever they created for the people. And if they want some good policies, new policies, they can suggest. So this is suggested by John Locke, that everyone is the contract, everyone is going to sign the contract, and everyone's response is very essential. So here the concept, first time, the concept of good governance, that the role of the government is defined in John Locke's theory. Afterwards, Rousseau he says that will of the people, that is the base of the creation of the state. Means if you would like to create a state, the will of the people should be there. And then after that, Luther Gulick, he is one of the philosopher, and he says that when you would like to create a state, you require 4 principles, 4 P's. He says the 4 P's principle. First P, he says that we require the place. Now also, if suppose if you would like to create a good college, okay, so what you require first? The place. Because now you say that I am the student of Garware College, and if Garware College is such like not existed and it is only online, so you are not able to say that this is my college, isn't it? So you require some place. So here also, to create a state, they required the place. After that, some people are also required, because there are 2 types of people which is required for the creation of the state. One is the qualitative people, and second is quantitative people, isn't it? With the help of both, we are going to create the state. Then third thing is that government. And the government is very essential. Without that, the state is not created. So government is also very essential. And last part is, means when we say that the creation of people is there, place is there, we need some purpose why we create the state, isn't it? So purpose should be defined, that this is a democratic state where the government will be there, government will be run by the people, for the people, and of the people, isn't it? So the purpose is solved, that welfare of the people is essential, and so they create a state. Okay. Then some process should be there. To create an organization, we require these 4 P's. So process is essential, in which way we will work, that it should be defined very well. Okay. So here, when you would like to create a state, you require the good people, good territory, good government, and the concept of sovereignty. Sovereignty means what? You are sovereign, you are independent. Independent nations only can create some policies for the welfare of their people, isn't it? So this concept is also introduced in that. So since that days, the concept of governance, government, it is there. But at the part of the government, the interfere in the matters of the people's life was there. And in the matter of governance, very less interfere in the matters of the people. So people like this concept after 1989 overall in the world. This concept was introduced by World Bank. World Bank study was there for sub-Saharan African people when the crisis was there, and they described this concept that the governance. So there are some features, silent features of this good governance that we will see one by one, which is very important for you for the preparation of the examination. Okay, so the very first feature is accountability. Accountability means the people are also responsible, government is also responsible, the participation of the people is very important in that. Participation of the executives, participation of the government, that is very essential. This is the key requirement of good governance, that we should accountable to someone, so we are going to accept the responsibility. And this concept of accountability, it's not only in governmental institutes, but it is also in private institute, it is also in civil society organization. So here we will say that for the enforcement of law or rule of law, we require the concept of accountability, which is very, very important. Then after that, we will say that one another concept, one very good principle is there, that when we say that the all people's participation is very essential, when we would like to introduce something, and it is, if it is for the welfare of the people, then the people's demand is there that we want these things, isn't it? Now the what is the demand of the people in today's context? Can you tell me which is your demands for the government? What you required from the government? Can anybody tell me that what you required from the government in today's context? तुमच्या काय इच्छा आहे, शासनाने तुम्हाला काय काय द्यावं, काय वाटतंय तुम्हाला?
गुड एम्प्लॉयमेंट.
व्हेरी गुड. सो राईट टू एम्प्लॉयमेंट तुम्हाला हवा आहे, बरोबर आहे की नाही? ऍज अ फंडामेंटल राईट असंच म्हणणार ना तुम्ही. इफ वी वॉन्ट the right to employment, when we are going to take the education, we are investing our almost 15 to 20 years to take the education, and still if we are not going to get the jobs, then what will happen? Students are not happy that though I am educated, still I didn't have the job, isn't it? Then what is the next demand by the student? Good health services. They just say that we want good health services. Very good. In corona pandemic, what we required? Good health services, isn't it? Very good. Anything else you want from the government? Whether all your requirements are satisfied? कॉलेज ऑफलाईन स्टार्ट केला पाहिजे. ओके ओके ओके. You want the college should be start again offline, and we want to be there in the campus. We would like to see everyone. There is no reservation for anyone. Okay. Yes. He said that no requirement of reservation. Okay. Anything else? Right to life. Right to life is there in the fundamental rights only. It is there already. Anything else you would like to suggest? What you want from the government? Yes. What do you want? Good public transport system. Very good, Maitreyi. That you want good transport system. Yes, it is also very required, because in the rural areas you can see that the transport system is very bad, and due to that they are not able to develop very properly. So transport system is also very important. Okay, in current education they required some changes. Very good. Anything else? Employment for needy ones. Okay, good. Means the ratio of employability should be increased, and the government should provide the jobs. That is very essential. Or in private sector also, the private sector can come up and they can provide the job. This is also again one of the demand, isn't it? Anything else that you want from the government? Safe environment for women. Okay, good. Very good suggestion. Yes, today in today's context, it is very difficult to live a life for the women, and they are not in a safe position. So we want a safe life. Very good. Then strict laws for rape and harassment. Yes, it is also very essential, because if you can see that if in Saudi Arabia or in Dubai also, the cameras are everywhere, and if any small theft is also there, so the punishments are very heavy. So the people means never misuse the power of the government and their power also, isn't it? So heavy punishments are required for that. Then only this can be changed. More policies for farmers. Yes, yes, yes. We have to take care of the farmers, because our bread and butter is there with everyone. Okay. So many more demands are there from us, and how it is possible that government is going to means provide all these things for us. So when we are going to implement the policy of good governance, okay. So in the characteristics of good governance, we will say that the participation of the people, that is very important characteristic, and here participation of everyone, and they suggested that participation needs to be informed and organized, very essential for that, and people should have the right to association, right to express themselves, and the society, they can influence without any fear on the matters of the law. Whatever the laws, good laws they want, they can create, or they can suggest to the judiciary that this type of law should be created. So the participation of the people is the basic characteristic of good governance. Without the support of the people, it is not possible. Okay. Second feature is a rule of law, where we will say that all the people are equal in front of law, isn't it? There is no discrimination on any ground. So enforcement of law will be there for everyone, and they will take care of each and every person to the last person in the society. They have to take care, and then only rule of law, it can be implemented very well. Okay. Then transparency. Transparency is very important in the government, because what happens that when they create the rules and regulations, and when they would like to implement it, so it is affected on everyone in the society. So here the transparency should be there between the government and between the people. So whatever the services government would like to provide, they should clear that, clear their statement why they are introducing this type of policy. Okay. And suppose if people don't want that policy, so they also can suggest that yes, we don't want this policy. you can change it, we need another one, so they can suggest. So this much transparency should be there. Okay. Then responsiveness, which is again one of the very good feature, that good governance requires that institutes and processes try to serve all stakeholders within a reasonable time frame. Okay. So they are responsible to the government, they are responsible to the people, they are responsible to the authority, then only they can provide the best services. Okay. So then one more feature is there, that effectiveness. The government should do all the work very effectively and with very efficiently. They have to do the work, then only they can work for the welfare of the people. So when we would like to introduce the concept of the governance, we can see that some highlights were there in our past history also. If you know Kautilya, do you know Kautilya? Chanakya?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Very good. He is famous for which subject?
Arthashastra, ma'am. Economics and political
Yes.
science.
Economics and political science. Very good. Because he explained the rules for the king also, not only for the people. He was the first person who explained the rules for the king also, how the king should behave, in which way he should design the policies and how it will be affected on people. So these all things were done by Kautilya, and that's why Kautilya's economics book is very famous. He said that everyone who are the member of the nation, they required the support of the people, and with the help of people and government, when they come together, they can do the very important things, and which things are very essential for the development of every human being, they can create it. But the participation of the people, at the same time responsibility of the government is there, then only it can be possible, otherwise it is not possible. Okay. So here, when we would like to clear our concepts like government, governance, and good governance, these are the three concepts which is interrelated to each other. So when we say that the government is having three organs. Okay, one is legislature, one is executive, and one is judiciary. So with the help of these three organs, government always created. Suppose if one organ is not there, still you can't create the government. Suppose if executives are not there, how we are going to run the nation? If the legislature is not there, how we are going to create the policies? If judiciary is not there, who is going to create our policies? Who is going to support? Who is going to secure our policies, secure our life? Security for everything will be guaranteed by the judiciary. And that's why legislature, executives, and judiciary, three of the organ of the government, they are very essential. They are having lot of powers. Means by the central government, state government, and local government also, you can see that these three departments, they have more powers resided in their hands. So here, these three organs are very important of the government. Then in the concept of governance, public and private partnership is allowed. You can come together, but you have to give the best services. That is the demand. And with the help of that, you can see overall in the world, there are so many changes are there because of the introduction of governance. Now, people can made memorandum of understanding, MOU, with any country. They don't have to take the permission from the central government and all, but they can run it very successfully. So here in the concept of governance is how to develop yourself. That aspect is learned through the concept of governance. And then the third one is good governance. Good governance means many services that you have to provide to the government, and government is going to take care of the people. Whatever the demands of the people are there, government is going to fulfill all the demands. That is the concept of governance. Means with happily, without any tension, government is going to provide the facilities to the people, and that's called governance. How we are going to rule, that is the image of that. Okay, so when we would like to study about the concept of good governance, so in European countries, in the beginning, they didn't accept that good governance, this concept is important for political science or for the people in the society. But after some time, they realizes, yes, it is very important that implementation should be there along with the government. So here we will say that the policy of good governance in India, it is introduced almost in 1992. In the world, it is introduced in 1989, but in India, it is introduced in 1992. So they allowed one more thing is there, that public and private partnership, they allowed it. And many good things they introduced with the help of good governance. The very first thing is that right to information, which is very important, right? Because we don't have that right in 20th century, but in 21st century we got that right because of Anna Hazare. I think you know that. Who is Anna Hazare? Do you know? Do you know Anna Hazare?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is he?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is he?
Ma'am, he is social worker and he's known
Ma'am,
for
he is
his
social worker in Ralegan Siddhi. He did a lot for that village.
Okay, very good.
Actually, I am the native of him.
Oh, good. So you are living in Raigan Siddhi.
Yeah.
Okay. Which development he did in your place?
Firstly, he banned alcohol in that village. So we'll be not finding a single person who drinks. And another thing is cleanliness. There is a lot cleanliness around it. And he made the village so beautiful that we all can appreciate that.
Okay. For the beautification, what you did over there?
Uh,
What is the contribution?
Ma'am, I plant trees. Whenever I get time and whenever I visit my village, I do that.
Okay. Do you know Hivre Bazar? That is also another village.
Yeah, ma'am.
So, did you find any difference between Raigan Siddhi and Hivre Bazar?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Hivre Bazar is the richest village in India, and they have a very good GDP, growth development percentage ratio. It's very good, and everyone is earning source. Everyone have the earning source, and that is a super speciality of Hivre Bazar, and they use whatever the things they are able to produce, they will use within the village. And then if it is balanced, then only they sell it to the other villages or on town place and all, isn't it? So they gave first preference to the village. That is very important and unique concept, that these people, they are taking care of that. Okay, so these are the some unique features which is not there in other villages are also. Do you know something about Anna Hazare and his role in the governance? Because he was the first person who think a lot about the duties of the government. He was a first person, because we already always say that this democracy, the democracy in India, is run by the bureaucrats. It is for the bureaucrats. It is of the bureaucrats, and bureaucrats are everything, and not the people, not the people's representative, but the bureaucrats. They design the policy, they implement the policies, and whenever the matter is related to the protection, so they protect the policies also. So here, the role of bureaucracy is very important in today's context. Yes, anything else you would like to ask? So these villages, because of we got the right to information, now we are able to take the information from all the government departments, all the semi organized by people, that we also can ask them. So this is very important law is there, which is introduced under good governance. Then next one, good governance act is the right of education. Education for all the people in India. And they declared it, but after 5 years also, they are not able to find out the good reason. So it is decided that we will continue the same program. And since 2014, already this program is introduced in mostly the village panchayats, which is really very essential, uh, because right to education is there for every child. Every child have the birthright, that they should go to the school, they should learn something. This is very important factor. So right to education act 2009, that is very important for all of you. So here we will say that these people who are there in sovereignty or in a so they should think about it.
Hello, I think madam's a network गेलंय. Wait a minute. होतील join madam. Am I audible?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Thank you. I think madam's a network issue hai. Let it wait for a minute. She will join back. Ma'am is coming. We will wait for her for. Alia, Madam joined झालेत. Thank you, ma'am.
Sorry for
No problem. No problem, ma'am.
so we will continue it. So when this concept of good governance, when we would like to implement it, what will be the benefits of this concept of good governance? So with the help of this, now I told you that we have the right to education, we have the right to information, and we are able to establish equality. We are able to introduce the new concepts of education also. Poverty alleviation, this is very important factor, which is almost everywhere in the world. They are highlighted with the help of this good governance conference and good governance concept. The conference was held in 1991, and they decided that we are going to work on these issues, that environment protection, a very important one. Then maximum welfare of maximum people. This concept is also accepted by them. And sustainable development. These are the aspects which is accepted in the conference of 1991. Then they suggested that how we can implement this good governance concept. So with the help of the participation of the people, and with the help of NGOs also, non-government organization. I think all of you know that NGOs, they are working very well everywhere in the world. Means at their own, they started the NGO. Some people in the society, they started the NGOs, and now also they run it very well. Day before yesterday only, I gave you the example of Anandwan. Anandwans means Baba Amte's place, Maharogi Seva Samsthan. That is an NGO which is introduced by Dr. Baba Amte, and now his family members also. They run this NGO, and it's really helpful for the implementation of the government policies also. When we say that right to education, but who is going to give the education to the people who lived in dense forest and in padas and in rural areas? So these NGOs, they took the responsibility, and they started the schools over there. If you go to Hemalkasa is the place where Prakash Amte sir, who is doing really excellent job, and he started a school over there, and the people who are there, they are from tribal community, and the students, they are not able to speak Marathi also. They don't know Marathi. Only their own language they know, that tribal language. So Dr. Anaga Amte, she's the daughter-in-law of Dr. Prakash Amte, and she says that, Baba, I would like to start the school in English medium. Already these people don't know Marathi. So we can start the school in English medium for these all tribal students. And she started that school in a dense forest. And now the school is up to 12th standard. And the students over there, they did many activities, and they are very health conscious also. So they got the best school award many times, and their activities are also very nice. And it's all employable activities they started for the from the 8th standard, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So the student who pass out from the 12th standard, they got the job immediately when they leave the school. So here, some NGOs, they are really doing well. There is one more institute is there, NGO, that is the Search. Search is one of the very good institute. And in Search, I think you heard the name of Dr. Abhay Bang and Rani Bang. Do you heard these names? or Dr. Ravindra Kolle, Smita Kolle. Do you heard these names?
Yes, ma'am.
They're very good. They are working very well in the Search Institute, which is located in Gadchiroli, near Gadchiroli. So in that institute, they try to solve the problems of child death. Very small infants before means 1 year, also below 1 year, the death ratio was very high, very high. Means in a month, almost 100 small children below 1 year. By the birth only, they have some problems and the death is there. But because of Abhay Bang and Rani Bang's efforts, now in a month, only 1 or 2 deaths are there. Means they work a lot. They inspired the mothers, they trained the mothers, they trained the Asha Sevikas, and this concept of Asha Sevika that is introduced by Abhay Bang sir, and he did a lot of work over there. There is one article on Google also, you can find out that Seva Gram to Shodhagram. That's very nice. He introduced in USA, and all the people, they appreciate their efforts and how they train the unemployed women to become Asha Sevika. That's a great devotion of him, and he started this activity. So here, government want to implement many policies, but alone government can't do anything. So they require the support of the NGOs also everywhere. Everywhere you can see that the NGOs are doing excellent work. In Mumbai also there is one NGO, Salam Bombay. They are providing the training to all the students who lived in slums, and or if they are in below poverty line or a lower middle class, they train the students very nicely at 9th standard only, and that boy or girl, if they enter in 10th standard, they are able to earn something at least. So that is their intention. So nobody should be unemployed after 10th standard. That is the aim of them, and they are taking very nice trainings. So many NGOs are there. They are helping the government to implement the policies also. So when we would like to introduce this concept of good governance, so there are some challenges are also there regarding the implementation of the program. So basically, I think all of you know that bureaucrats, while creating the policies, so they have to take care which challenges will be there, because it is their responsibility to implement the laws and all. So here, while creating the policies only, they have to take care. Means then only the good policies will be created by the government. So it should be transparent, and it should be based on responsibility, and it is very essential. Okay. When we would like to criticize this concept of good governance, we will say that this concept is, though it is very good concept, still the people who lived in rural areas, in tribal areas, they are not able to introduce all these government policies. They can't implement it, though it is there, isn't it? And in today's context, we'll say that in the third world countries, mostly in developing countries or in less developed regions, people are illiterate, so they don't understand, they don't know their rights also. So a big movement is essential to make aware the people about it, and whatever the new policies of government are there, so it should be introduced to everyone. So the citizens, they will take the responsibility, and they will try to solve all the problems and whatever the policies provided by the government. So they will take care of that, and they will participate more and more. Okay. So here we will say that the response from the people is very important regarding good governance, because they have many policies, like one window system. that you don't have to go anywhere here and there. Only in one window you are able to get everything. Now online, everything is online. So the people should learn the techniques of online. It is very essential. And because of technical illiteracy also, a large number is there in every country, not only in India, but in every developing countries and in less developed regions. This challenge is there that technically people are not sound. So the problems are on a large scale. So when we would like to say that the concept of good governance, which is really very essential in today's context, in every, means in democracy also it is useful, in communism also it is useful, or in monarchy system also it is useful. It is useful for all types of government, not only in democracy, but in democracy it's really implemented very wholeheartedly, and people's participation on a large scale. So from mega city, metro cities to small gram panchayats also, village panchayats or nagar panchayats also, they implement it very good. They are trying to do all these things, and they would like to establish the new policies of the government, and that is very essential. Okay. So this is the overall concept of good governance. For your syllabus, it is sufficient because this concept is having a large scope, but you don't have to study that. This much of the introduction of good governance is there for you, and that is, I think, sufficient. If you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, I will take the MCQs on it. So you are able to solve the paper also very easily. We will take the revision of that. Okay. Do you have any question about it? Do you would like to ask any question? Otherwise, we will go for question answers. Okay. Shall I move to the question answers?
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, yes.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hmm.
मॅम मला विचारायचं होतं की लाईक आता आपण डेमोक्रेसी बद्दल वगैरे शिकलोय 2-3 लेक्चर्स मध्ये वगैरे. तर असे पण भरपूर म्हणजे डिक्टेटर्स होते, लाईक हिटलर, गद्दाफी होता लिबियामध्ये वगैरे. त्यांनी डेमोक्रेसी नसताना पण एकदम रूल्स अँड रेग्युलेशन्स मेंटेन केले होते, एज्युकेशन लोकांना. त्यांच्या काळात त्यांची इकॉनॉमी असेल किंवा जीडीपी पर कॅपिटा, सो हे सगळं बेटर होतं आजच्या पेक्षा. ते डिक्टेटर जरी होते तरी पण त्यांच्या काळात होतं हे होत्या गोष्टी. सो मला म्हणायचं की नेहमी फेल होते, बिकॉज आमचे हिस्ट्रीचे टीचर्स आम्हाला म्हणायचे की चायनामध्ये जर एखादा डॅम वगैरे बांधायचा असेल तर 10 वर्षात होऊन जाईल तो, पण भारतात 30-40 वर्ष वगैरे लागतात वगैरे.
असं काही नाहीये. ऍक्च्युली पूर्वीच्या काळी तसं व्हायचं की जर समजा आता डॅम बांधायचं तर पहिले जागा फायनल करा, तिथले जे लोक आहेत त्यांना परत दुसरीकडे जागा द्या, त्यांनी तिथे राहायला जाणं तयार असले पाहिजे. समजा आता उद्या आपण असं ठरवलं की पुण्याचा जो हार्ट ऑफ पुणे आहे, सगळ्या ऑल पेठाज, तर तिथे आपण एक बिग मार्केट करायचं इंटरनॅशनल, आणि सगळ्या लोकांना घर सोडून जायला सांगायचं, तर लोक तयार होतील का सांगा बरं? नाही होणार. तर त्यांना तयार करावं लागेल ना, पुढचं फ्युचर कसं आहे पुण्याचं, काय इम्पॉर्टन्स आहे वगैरे असं सांगितलं तर ते तयार होतील. त्यांना जर पर्यायी जागा उपलब्ध करून दिली त्यांना हवी तशी, तर ते होऊ शकतात. तसं अशक्य असं काही नसतं. तर तसंच आहे. जसं तुम्ही म्हणालात की हिटलरच्या वगैरे काळात किंवा गदाफीच्या काळात डिसिप्लिन खूप होती, पण त्यांचं इंटेन्शन वेगळं होतं. हिटलर असेल, मुसोलिनी असेल, तुम्हाला एक उदियामिन नावाचा एक डिक्टेटर होता. उदियामिन द राईज अँड फॉल हा मूवी कोणी बघितला असेल तर त्यांना ते कळेल की उदियामिन हा आफ्रिकेमधला एक डिक्टेटर होता. आणि तो पॉलिसीज त्याची जी मंत्रिमंडळ होतं ते डिझाईन करायचं आणि तेच राज्य चालवायचे. त्याला एक अशी सवय होती की तो मांसाहारी नरभक्षक होता. त्याला रोज एक माणूस जेवायला लागायचा. तर त्यांनी आयडिया काय केली की, आणि तो पण यंग असायला पाहिजे असं त्याचं म्हणणं असायचं. तर तो काय करायचा की सैन्यामध्ये भरती करायची आहे असं दाखवून खूप मुलांना त्यांनी मारून खाल्लेलं असतं. आणि त्यांची सवय असते की तो सगळी मुंडकी ती कापलेली एका गुहेत फेकून द्यायचा. मग त्याची जी सेकंड वाईफ असते तर तिला ही गोष्ट कळते की हा रोज काय करतो, लोक कमी कशी होत आहेत, आई वडील कंप्लेंट कसे काय करतायत, मुलं 3-3 वर्ष झाले आले नाहीयेत म्हणून वगैरे असं. आणि मग ती एक दिवस शोधून काढते की हा नेमका काय करतो. तर तिला असं सापडतं की एका गुहेमध्ये सगळी मुंडकी ठेवलेली असतात. मग ती ठरवते की ह्याला शिक्षा करायलाच पाहिजे म्हणून. मग ती लोकांना सांगते की तुम्ही उद्या असं असं इतक्या वाजता इकडे गुहेकडे या, आम्ही तुम्हाला एक सरप्राईज दाखवणार आहे. सगळी लोक तिकडे येतात, गुहा उघडतात आणि बघतात तर सगळ्या मुलांचे की तिथे पडलेले असतात. मग ते सगळे त्या उदियामीनवरती उलट वार करायला जातात. तोपर्यंत त्याला कळलेलं असतं. मग तो आफ्रिकेच्या जंगलात पळून जातो आणि नंतर तिथेच त्याचा अंत होतो. म्हणजे त्याची जी गव्हर्नमेंट होती ती खूप चांगली पॉलिसीज डिझाईन करत होती. पण काही लोक अशी पण असतात की जी स्वतःच्या वैयक्तिक स्वार्थासाठी ते वापरली पण जाऊ शकतात. म्हणजे डिक्टेटरशिपचा तो एक ड्रॉबॅक असतो. जर तुम्ही हिटलरच्या बाबतीत म्हणत असाल तर जर्मनी मधले अर्धी लोक ही हिटलरच्या विरोधात होती. ते म्हणत होते की आपण युद्ध करून बदला नको घेऊया, आपण काहीतरी वेगळ्या टेक्निक्स वापरून आणि आपण आपलं हे घेऊ शकतो, स्वातंत्र्य आपण आपलं परत घेऊ शकतो असं ते सांगत होते. पण त्यांनी त्यांच्याकडे लक्ष दिलं नाही. आणि शेवटी तुम्ही त्याचा माइंड काफ नावाचा एक बुक आहे, ते तुम्ही वाचा. शेवटी तो स्वतःच ठरवतो की आता मला स्वतःला आत्महत्या करण्याशिवाय पर्याय नाहीये. जर तो एवढं चांगलं राज्य राबवत होता तर मग त्याला आत्महत्या का करावी लागली. कुठेतरी तो फेल्युअरच झाला. तर डेमोक्रेसी ही अशी व्यवस्था आहे की जिथे लोकांना खूप संधी आहे पुढे येण्याची. आता आज आपण सगळेजण भारतामध्ये दुर्लभम भारते जन्महा असं म्हटलेलं आहे. आपण भारतामध्ये जन्माला आलेले लोक खूप भाग्यवान आहोत. आपल्याकडे 3ही ऋतू आपल्याला व्यवस्थित अनुभवायला मिळतात. असं नाही, आता जर तुम्ही एकदम नॉर्थ पोलवर गेलात, साऊथ पोलवर गेलात तर तिथे फक्त बर्फ बर्फ आणि बर्फच दिसेल, तुम्हाला ऊन दिसणारच नाही. जर तुम्ही काही देश असे आहेत वाळवंटासारखे की जिथे फक्त ऊन ऊन ऊनच आहे, जिथे पाऊस पण नाही आणि हिवाळा पण नाही. काही राज्य अशी आहेत, काही देश असे आहेत की जिथे खूप पाऊस, इतका पाऊस की दुसरं काही क्लायमेटच नाही. तर आपल्याकडे आपण खरोखरच भारतीय लोक, भारतीय लोकशाही ही जगातली सगळ्यात मोठी लोकशाही असूनही आपण सगळे भारतीय लोक खूप भाग्यवान आहोत की आपला जन्म या भारतात झालाय, त्याच्यात महाराष्ट्रात, आणि त्याच्यात आपण पुण्यात राहतोय. म्हणजे हे पण आपलं खरोखर भाग्य आहे की नंदनवनात आपण राहिल्यासारखे आहोत. म्हणजे पुणे हे सगळ्यात सुरक्षित आहे, महाराष्ट्र हा सगळ्यात डेव्हलप स्टेट आहे. त्याच्यामुळे आपण असं म्हणजे आपली जी डेमोक्रेसी आहे ती बेस्ट आहे. आपल्याला जेव्हा पण पाहिजे तेव्हा आपण चेंजेस करतो आहोत. आणि हळूहळू म्हणजे आपली डेमोक्रेसी ही जस्ट 75 इयर्स झाले, 77 इयर्स आपण इम्प्लिमेंट करतो आहोत गेली. आणि इतर देशांची, आता अमेरिकेची बघितले तर 300 वर्ष झालेली आहे. त्याच्यानंतर जर तुम्ही ब्रिटनची बघितली तर ते 16व्या म्हणजे 17व्या शतकापासून त्यांच्याकडे लोकशाही आहे. त्या मानाने आपण खूप यंग आहोत. आपण जस्ट लोकशाहीच्या मानाने आपण 5 वर्षाचे आहोत म्हणजे लाईफ मधल्या. तर 5 वर्षात आपली खूप सारी प्रोग्रेस झालेली आणि होते. नवीन नवीन गोष्टी, नवीन नवीन चॅलेंजेस आपल्याला शिकायला मिळत आहेत. आणि हे आपलं भाग्य आहे की आपल्याला या देशात राहून हे सगळं करता येते. कुठल्याही प्रकारचं टॉर्चर गव्हर्नमेंट कडून आपल्यावर होत नाही, कुठल्याही प्रकारची हॅरॅशमेंट होत नाही. पण जर कोणी कर चुकवत असेल, कोण कोणाला लुपाडत असेल, कोण विनाकारण सत्तेचा आविर्भाव आणत असेल तर तिथे आपण शिक्षेची पण तरतूद केलेली. म्हणजे भारतासारखी लोकशाही जगामध्ये कुठेही नाही. जर तुम्ही रशियात गेला, रशिया एकदम नेबरिंग कंट्री आहे आपला, तर त्यांचं प्लॅनिंग असतं. कसं प्लॅनिंग असतं सांगते तुम्हाला. की तुम्हाला समजा आपल्याला 20 वर्षाने एक 5,000 डॉक्टर लागणार आहेत, 3,000 इंजिनियर लागणार आहेत, 4,000 वकील लागणार आहेत, असं एवढे लोक आपल्याला देश चालवण्यासाठी लागणार आहेत. मग ते काय करतात, ते एक टेस्ट घेतात ऍट द एज ऑफ 7 आणि मग त्याच्यात ते तुम्हाला त्या विषय ते निवडायला लावतात आणि त्याप्रमाणेच तुम्ही एज्युकेशन घ्यायचं, त्याप्रमाणेच तुम्ही तिथे एनरोल व्हायचं. देर इज नो चान्स फॉर यू. जर तुम्हाला आज असं वाटलं मी आज डॉक्टर आहे, मी निष्णात डॉक्टर आहे आणि मी 10 वर्ष सर्व्हिस केली, भरपूर पैसे कमावले, नाव ओके, नाव आता मला माझी जी काही हॉबी आहे ती मला एन्जॉय करायची, माझ्या फॅमिली बरोबर मला राहायचंय, असं तुम्हाला आफ्टर 10 years 20 years वाटलं तर नॉट अलाउड. चायनामध्ये सुद्धा टिल द एंड ऑफ युअर लाईफ यू हॅव टू वर्क. देर इज नो रिटायरमेंट. आपल्याकडे आपण व्हॉलेंटरी रिटायरमेंट सुद्धा घेऊ शकतो. 20 वर्ष पूर्ण झाले, तुम्हाला असं वाटलं की आता तुम्हाला काही वेगळं करायचं आहे, तर तुम्हाला करण्याची संधी त्या देशामध्ये मिळते, जी इतर देशांमध्ये मिळत नाही. तिथे चायनामध्ये तुम्ही गेलात तर 114 वर्षाची म्हातारा सुद्धा रोज काम करताना दिसेल, 5 ते 6 तास मिनिमम. कारण काय, तर त्यांनी सांगितलंय की यू हॅव टू वर्क फॉर द वेलफेअर ऑफ द नेशन, नॉट फॉर युअर वेलफेअर बट फॉर द वेलफेअर ऑफ द नेशन. आणि म्हणून आपली लोकशाही जगामधली सगळ्यात बेस्ट लोकशाही. ठीक आहे, ड्रॉबॅक्स आहे, चॅलेंजेस आहे आणि ते राहणार, पण ते हळूहळू सुधारते. एकदम कुठली गोष्ट होत नसते. आणि जेव्हा तुमच्यासारखी यंग पिढी पुढे येऊन IAS होतील, IPS होतील, IFS होतील, निश्चितच तुमच्या मनामध्ये काहीतरी ध्येय असेल की माझा भारत मला कसा घडवायचा. आज तुमच्या समोर अनेक उदाहरणे, तुकाराम मुंडे सारखे अतिशय वेल डिसिप्लिनचे सनदी अधिकारी आहेत. खूप चांगली लोक आज प्रशासनात आहे की जे प्रशासन सगळं ओढून घेत आहेत, उत्तम काम करतात आणि त्यांच्या उत्तमतेचे धडे सगळ्या पिढी समोर आज आपल्याला बघायला मिळतात. आणि म्हणून पुढची तुमची पण पिढी अतिशय उत्तम होऊ शकते आणि ही संधी फक्त लोकशाहीतच मिळू शकते. दुसऱ्या कुठल्याही व्यवस्थेत ही तुम्हाला मिळू शकणार नाही. एनी अदर क्वेश्चन?
थँक्यू मॅम.
वेलकम सर. ओके, आपण आता थोडेसे प्रश्न बघूया. When this concept of good governance was introduced in the world, I will read the options. 1989, 1995, 2000 and 2005. What is the right answer? In the beginning only I told you that World Bank, they have the meeting and they declare this policy. Can you guess? In 1989, please remember that. Okay, yes, very good, Ketki. Next question. It's related to India, so I think you are able to give the proper answer. Indian Parliament passed Right to Information Act in which year? The options: 2002, 2003, 2005.
2005.
5.
5.
Yes,
2005.
5. Yes, thank you, very good. Indian Parliament passed law regarding compulsory and free child education, means the right to education, in the year. Which year? 2002, 2005, 2007, 2009.
2002, ma'am.
2009.
Yes, 2009 is the right answer. Please remember that. Okay. Then the process of e-governance reveals ... means it is related to what? Okay. So it is related to good governance, it is related to privatization, it is related to centralization, or none of this.
Centralization.
See the listen the question very carefully. The
Good
process,
governance.
yes, the process of e-governance reveals with good governance. Okay, so you have to remember that. Then what is the main feature of good governance? Transparency, then excellent management, then participation, none of this.
Participation.
Transparency.
Transparency.
Correct. Transparency is the right answer because it is related to the government also and the public also. Okay. Okay. For the good governance, a government needs, what is the need of the government? A, public participation, B, centralization, C, privatization.
Public
Participation.
Yes, very good answer. So you understand it, isn't it? Very good. So these are the some questions which we can ask on this basis, and it's there in your material also. So you just go through that. So thank you so much, and all the best for your exam. And see you soon. Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am.
Come here. Okay.
Thank
See
you,
you
ma'am,
soon.
for making our lecture interesting. For
Very nice
giving
feedback.
example
Thank
of
you.
that snare and all. It was relatable and good actually. I didn't felt bored in any of the classes as you said yesterday. Thank
Yes,
you,
it
ma'am.
was interactive, madam.
No, because some students they are messaging me that it's so bore and all. So I say that it's not boring. You should introduce this concept,
yes.
which is
Today I
really
saw-
for you and okay, isn't it? Yes.
Yes, really, ma'am. It was very,
Okay. Thank you
very
so much.
and very interactive because everyone you are giving every time the examples which are related to day by days one. That was
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Okay. Thank you,
Ma'am,
ma'am. Yes.
ma'am, do you know where our college will be start? I would really
Vidya,
like
ma'am,
to
this
meet
question
you.
is to you.
Actually, I want to discuss you a lot of things with you.
Yes, we can, but we also don't know really. It's depend on the government what they are going to take the decisions.
And when college will be start, we'll discuss a lot of topics.
Yes, yes, we will discuss many more things. Don't worry, we will be
Thank
there
you, ma'am.
with you. Okay,
Really enjoy
bye
your
bye.
lecture. We'll miss you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am. Take care.
Yes, thank you. You also take care, all of you. Okay, bye.